Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the stream. Thank you guys for coming. Gato Negro doing some family issues. Mitch Ashdown, KKGG, good to see ya. Marshall Jones, Mark Sagamon, Ronnie, good to see ya. Golby, hey everybody. How are you doing today? I'm still fighting with an issue. I woke up like an hour and a half ago just with enough time to go through the videos for today. Before we start that, let's check out the air alerts. So the Dnipro has been under air alert for 30 minutes. Poltava, 8 hours, 39 minutes. Sumy, 8 hours, 49 minutes. Chernihiv, 5 hours, 54 minutes. And Kiev Oblast, 4 hours, 34 minutes. A long time to be under air alert. Pretty much the whole morning for these 4 northern regions. Dnipro just coming in 30 minutes ago. So just so you know where we start, and try to keep you updated as the stream goes on. Hopping over to operational information as of January 17th, 2025. Fuck, I'm getting old. Sorry. Regarding the Russian invasion, as always, we start with glory to Ukraine. The 1059th day of the large-scale armed aggression of the Russian Federation against Ukraine has begun. Over the past 24 hours, 141 combat clashes have taken place. The enemies launched 3 missiles and 35 airstrikes on the positions of Ukrainian units and settlements. They used 3 missiles and dropped 60 guided aerial bombs. In addition, it carried out about 5,000 artillery strikes, 116 of them from multiple launch rocket systems. Russia also used 2,670 kamikaze drones. Oh, this is the fun part for everybody else except me. You get to see how bad my Ukrainian is coming along. The enemy carried out airstrikes, in particular in the areas of settlements of Velika Prosharka in the Sumy region, Tura in Chernihiv, Fesky in Kharkiv region, Servisk, Novopil, Constantinople in Donetsk. Over the past day, the missile troops of the defense forces hit 1 area concentration of personnel, 2 command posts, as well as 2 air defense facilities of the Russian invaders. Going into the individual directions, starting with Kharkiv. Over the past day, the enemy did not conduct any active operations. Always good news. Especially from our friends in the 42nd Brigade. The number of combat clashes per day in the Kupiansk direction reached 8. The defense forces repelled the attacks of the invaders in the areas of Petropavlivka, Glublivka, Zarazova, and Pushkani. Let's do Kupiansk and Liman together. In the Liman direction, our troops stopped 13 attacks. The invaders concentrated their main efforts in the areas of Kopanki, Novosarivka, Gorivka, Zeleny Gay, Makivka, Zeleny Dolna, Torsk, Novoplatonivka, Turny, and Zarechny. Going on to deep state map. Yeah, I'm doing good with my pronunciations. I can't even pronounce deep state map. Kharkiv direction, no attacks yesterday. Kupiansk, Petropavlivka, Krishtiani, and Zarazova. Okay, that's the next direction. Gushlivka is here, in with a H instead of a G, because H in Ukrainian is a G sound. I forget that a lot and mispronounce names. That is the Kupiansk coming down to Liman direction. Kopanki, Novoserhivka, Makivka, Torsky, Zarechny, and Girohorivka. That is Liman direction. Service direction. Sloviansk is here. And go into the service direction. The enemy attacked 5 times in the areas of Bilogorivka, Vrokno-Kamiansky, Ivano-Dorivka in the past days. I'll hold off on that and do Kramatorsk and Turets together. So, Servisk, just over here from Liman, Kramatorsk, here on the edge. Bilogorivka, Vrokno-Kamiansky. Oh, my brain already forgot what the Ivano-Dorivka. I don't see it offhand. Maybe it's these ones you have to zoom in for. Here we go. Ivano-Dorivka. So, mainly focusing on the eastern edge of this front in the service direction. Coming back to the Kramatorsk direction, 7 attempts by the invaders to advance near Pilvili, Bilohora, Hirohorivka, and Chasiv Yar were stopped by Ukrainian soldiers in the Kramatorsk direction. In the Torets direction, the enemy tried to advance 14 times in the areas of Krymsky, Leondivka, Toretsk, and Cherbrnivka. So, coming from Servisk, Kramatorsk, Chasiv Yar, Konstantinivka, Hirohorivka, of course, Chasiv Yar, Stupochny, and I'm not seeing it offhand. Let me just remind myself. Privile. Huh. Is it this one? No, not that one. Privile. Okay. So, Privile is up here. Hirohorivka, Chasiv Yar, and Stupochny. Going directly south, again, Chasiv Yar, Konstantinivka, and Toretsk, Bilohora, Kreminsky, Toretsk, Serebryanka, Leondivka. 14 assaults in the Toretsk area. And the area I most disliked reporting on, for cross direction, 53 attacks over the last day were repelled by our defenders in the Procross direction. The enemy troops are most active near the settlements of Zeleny Pole, Elizavetivka, Mirolubivka, Vodyany Druj, Promin, Lisivka, Novotrud, Pokrovsk, Serchenko, Zvirol, Koliny, Upensivka, Slavonika, Petropavlivka, Andrivka, Ukleli, Korokova, Dasheni, and Yantarni. That's pretty much every settlement on the front, but let's just go through them for you. Coming over here, we start with Elizavetivka. Wait, there was one more settlement before Elizavetivka. Zeleny Pole. I don't know why they did that. Is there a Zeleny Pole over this way? No. Okay. That doesn't make sense here. So Elizavetivka, Mirolubivka, Promin, Lisivka, okay, I thought this was Zeleny Pole, but no. Novotrud, Shevchenko, of course, Prokrosk, Zirozrova, Kolini, Upensivka, Udashny, coming down towards the south, Novo Elizavetivka, Yaznove, Petropavlivka, Andrivka, of course, Dashny, Korokovo, and Yantarny. Basically attacking in every single direction. Again, I talk a lot about Russia using the rail lines. Again, spreading out along those rail lines. I hate bringing it up, but this is one of the main roads, paved roads that has been cut. This rail line has been cut, and this paved road is under artillery range. This rail line, obviously under artillery range. Coming out here to the east, this is the paved road coming in through Mirnograd up to Konstantinivka. It is getting within artillery and drone range, if not already. Oh yeah, and I wanted to check this out and forgot to, so have to look that one up. So basically the only road left for supplies is this road here. And it's not a very big road. Yeah, I might as well do that now. Let me grab Google Maps. So here's Pokrovsk. Let's see if they have. No, they don't have pictures of that road. This one might have it. So that's like the only picture there is of that road, really. It's not even a 2-lane highway. Let's see if I can find another picture of that. That's going to be too far in the settlement. Maybe this one. So no, you can't even see the road there. Let me try one more. Let's go with this one here. Okay, it's an overhead view. Let's turn around and look towards that road. And yeah, you can't really see it. That's not it there, is it? Yeah, that is it there. Come on, go back to where you were. That's the road right there. That's the last paved road that is not under constant surveillance to Pokrovsk. Again, like I said, not a very big road. These were the main highways here. And unfortunately, they are under drones. And let's see. That place I wanted to check out, Malinivka, right before the curve, or right after the curve, going up towards Konstantinivka. So, right before the curve, before Konstantinivka. Okay, what is this? Factory equipment manufacturer, and it's pink here, but in the deep state map, more of a yellow. I just thought that was cool. Ukrainian colors on the land. Oh, it's more of a red here, but so that's what that was. Okay. I'm going to leave that open. Go back to the update. And the defense forces continued to restrain the enemy in Novopavlivka direction. In the areas of the settlements of Constantinople, Velika Novosilka, and Vermika, the invaders tried to break through the Ukrainian defense lines 11 times. So Constantinople, Velika Novosilka, and Vermika. The situation in Velika Novosilka is not the greatest. Russia has cut off the roads to the north via Novokumar. Vermika Bridge is under the gray zone. So unless Ukraine can put in mobile bridges in some of these smaller areas, the town is essentially cut off. It's not looking good. Hopefully, before Ukrainians were able to do a counteroffensive and clear the Novokumar settlement, hopefully they'll be able to do it again and continue to supply Velika Novosilka. If not, it's going to be a long dredge. Of course, Volodar is here. And unfortunately, because, well, the U.S. stopped supplying Ukraine for like 6 months, supplies were running low. Ukrainians had to give up the defense in Volodar. And this entire area was Ukrainian controlled. But because of the loss of Volodar and the stronghold they had there, this is where we're at now. It's unsure where the lines will be able to be stopped. And, well, I hate saying such things, but it is unfortunately the situation we're in. The Volodar fell, put pressure on Kharkova and Kharkivka from the south, and the push in towards Pokrovsk put pressure on them from the north, and you still see that pocket left from that. They fought hard in Kharkivka and Kharkov, sorry. It's just, when you're pressured from three sides, it's better to pull back. Ukrainians have been building defense lines further back. Don't take these as where they're built, but I know they have been building defense lines in the back. And let's see, get rid of this. I know they used to have like the defense lines on here. There we go. I don't know if that's going to actually show us. No, they disabled that function apparently because it's not showing any of the defense lines. Where was the settings? See, maybe simplified view. Yeah, it's showing the old defense lines. Nothing new. That was part of the cooperation between Deep State and the Ukrainian military. But yeah, it's not a good situation, and it is an unfortunate reality of the war. The enemy did not conduct any active operations in Guliopol. Orikhiv, the enemy unsuccessfully tried to attack the settlement of Novodenlivka. 4 unsuccessful attempts to seize the positions of our defenders over the past day were made by the enemy in the Dnipro direction. Then it goes into Kursk. So, no attacks in Guliopol. Novodenlivka was attacked one time, and the attacks in the Dnipro area, they don't give us an exact town that they were near, but you do see advances into the island here. And the other islands are just where they assume the attacks are happening. Kursk. The Ukrainian Defense Forces continue to conduct operations in Kursk, where the enemy over the past day conducted 20 assaults on the positions of Ukrainian units, carried out 9 airstrikes, dropping 12 guided aerial bombs, and carried out 418 artillery strikes on the positions of Ukrainian units and Russian settlements, because Kursk is technically inside Russia. In particular, 8 of those attacks were from multiple launch rocket systems. The operational situation in Volyn and Polizia directions has not changed significantly. No signs of formation of the enemy groups have been detected. On the border with Chernihiv and Sumy regions, the enemy maintains a military presence, conducts reconnaissance activities, and artillery shellings. It goes into the losses. We'll cover that with the graphic. Join the defense forces and Razom de Peremojemo. That is the operational information as of 8 a.m. on the 17th. You see Klemensky is now under air alert has been for 12 minutes. The eastern part of Cherkasky has been under air alert for 15 minutes now. Let me grab the graphic off the ZSU Discord. Total combat losses of the enemy as of January 17th, 1059th day of the full-scale invasion. Remember, the war has been going on since 2014. This is just the latest iteration. Today, Russia lost 1,670 personnel. I just kind of want to point out, like, Russia was doing 250 or so attacks and we're losing this many troops. Lately, they've been doing about 140 attacks per day, and they're still losing the same number of troops. I'm not exactly sure why that is, but I think it's because armor's starting to run thin on the Russian side, and the troops are more and more doing foot assaults or motorcycle dirt bikes, and are much more vulnerable. Russia also lost 12 tanks, 13 armored personnel vehicles, and 4 artillery systems. It's a huge drop in the number of artillery systems they've lost. If you go back to the last couple days, yesterday was 40, the day before was 52, the day before that was 47, the day before that was 37, the day before that was 22, 28 on the 11th, 24 on the 10th, 38th on the 9th, 19 on the 8th, 45 on the 7th. Ooh. 62 on the 6th. 25, 23, and then it finally drops down. So since the 4th, they've been putting down Russian artillery systems in the double digits, sometimes 50, sometimes 60, and today it dropped down to 4. I'm wondering if Russia is getting low on artillery systems at the front. And maybe that's the reason for the drop. I don't know. It'd be a nice news if that was the case. 63 UAVs taken out, 124 vehicles taken out, and 2 special equipment. That is the Russian losses for today. I'm going to keep the air alert map up and spend some time catching up with chat, because I haven't been, and I need to do that. I need to be better at that. Oh. I ain't old till I'm say I'm old. My common response is, it's not the age, it's the mileage, and I have a lot of hard mileage on my body, unfortunately. Yeah, general consensus says he's typing with one hand now. I don't want to know what you're doing with the other hand. Doing a little... Oh, Merc was done with the news. Yeah, I hate running over him, but I want to do mine at the same time. So sometimes he's cuts off before me, sometimes not. It is what it is. No ill will towards Merc or anything. It's just I said this time I'm gonna keep to this time as best I can. You got color back on your TV. Yeah, I've kind of been quiet in Merc's streams lately because, like, I don't know what to say to him, because I know his grandmother passed, but I also know she passed on the same day as his 9-year sober anniversary. So it's kind of like trying to judge in my head what to say, and it's like, I don't know. It just, nothing seems to be right. So if you guys have any suggestions, please send them my way. Alvin, Simon, Theodore, do. Oh God, that would be old electronics. Yeah, LG bought out Zenith a couple years back. Broadcast Cat, hello, good to see you. McPigeon. Dang it. I forgot to go to live chat again instead of top chat, so I probably missed a few messages there because YouTube's weird. Okay, there's part of that conversation I missed. Adam says, also, we don't hear about the weapons Ukraine is getting as much as we used to. That is very true, because people don't, the major news does not see that as newsworthy. I mean, when they're announcing it in the, oh yeah, Ukraine's getting 16 Patriot missile systems. Yeah, that's a great news. Yeah, now they have to sit there and say, well, only 6 of those 16 have been delivered. Yeah. Yeah, I wish that was true general consensus. I hope Russia's running low on their meat too. Venezia just went to near alert. Oh, that brings back bad memories, general consensus. He said he cut his thumb while fixing dinner. I did the same thing to my pinky. It wouldn't show up on here, but I sliced the tendons down to the knuckle, and still don't have full motion out of it. I feel like our chat's being graded. No. No jokes tonight. Okay. I don't have enough clean jokes to say on stream, so you guys have to come up with the jokes in chat. Yeah, more Bradleys, more strikers. Germany sent 50 MRAPs out of a promised 250 or something like that. Yeah, there is stuff going there, and the weird thing, go back and see if I can find this from yesterday. Oh wait, this is Zelensky's. Where'd my channel go? There it is. So I'll give you the preview of the videos as I scroll back up. Okay, it looks like I might have a couple duplicates. There's the start of today. But I want to go back up because this is pertinent to the conversation at hand. Here, this thing here. This is a Greyhawk air defense system. Yesterday, British announced that they will be supplying these units to Ukraine. But here is a picture of one already in Ukraine. So sometimes they wait till they're already delivered and already being used to announce that they're going to go to Ukraine. Part of that is operational security. Part of that is, to defeat Russia's "you're escalating" bullcrap. Because if they've already been there and they're already being used, giving them more is not escalation. It's supplying more of what's already there. Okay, that one's pretty bad, Ronnie. Yeah, unfortunately, Western governments don't see what Ukraine needs. They look at what they're getting rid of and don't use anymore and is past its maintenance dates. And that's what we send them. One thing that was really never publicized in the first year of the war was, I think it was 200 or 300 Humvees were sent. Most of those were not even running. We just loaded up the junk that we had sitting out in the desert and said, here you go, Ukraine, here's 300 of them. And then the Ukrainians had to sit there and piece them together to get ones that were working. So, okay, I'm starting to lose my voice, so let's find where Zelensky's channel went to. I'm going to play play Zelensky's speech and let my throat rest up a minute. Unfortunately, we're going to have to put that on pause for just a second. Kyiv City just went to air alert.
Дорогі українці, українки, весь день тривали рятувальні роботи сьогодні в Кривому Розі. Після удару російської балістики 4 людини були вбиті цим ударом. Мої співчуття рідним та близьким. 14 людей були поранені. Їм надано необхідну допомогу. І таких ударів, таких втрат просто не було би вже, якби ми отримали всі необхідні системи ППО, про які ми так давно говоримо з партнерами, які є в світі. Провів сьогодні засідання Ставки. Питання різні, але загалом про нашу незалежність у зброї, виробництва дронів, ракетна програма, технологічні компоненти для армії, в тому числі роботизовані системи. Ми працюємо над більшими закупівлями та над більшими масштабами виробництва в Україні. Вдячний всім партнерам, які нам допомагають. Була сьогодні в Києві делегація словацьких парламентарів на чолі з Михайлом Шимечкою. Ми говорили про нашу співпрацю та, зокрема, в енергетиці. Ми готові до відкритої і чесної роботи зі Словаччиною, як з усіма партнерами, заради енергетичної безпеки та більш комфортних цін на енергоносії. Зараз деякі діячі розповсюджують багато дезінформації, але після того, як терміни російського транзиту просто закінчились, реальність проста. Тільки відносини з партнерами Європи та власна робота на енергетичну незалежність можуть допомогти Європі. Треба працювати для наших народів, а не для Москви. Я радий, що словацька сторона, як ми почули сьогодні на перемовинах, це підтримує. Тим більше перед стартом нової американської політики президента Трампа щодо постачання значно більших обсягів енергоресурсів на світовий ринок. Сьогодні ж зустрівся з керівництвом Міністерства закордонних справ країн Південно-Східної Європи. Ми говорили про взаємну підтримку, про нашу безпеку, про нашу економіку, людський капітал, наші відносини в рамках Євросоюзу і НАТО. Вони точно знають, що таке загроза дестабілізації з боку Росії, і знають, що необхідно для спільного захисту. Ще одне. Відзначив державними нагородами наших воїнів, хлопців, десантників та воїнів сил спеціальних операцій, які взяли в полон перших північно-корейських солдатів. Вручив їм ордени та передав орден «Золота зірка» Герою України мамі старшого солдата Дмитра Масловського, позивний «Кобра», 71-ша окрема єгерська бригада. Хлопець, який героїчно загинув в бою з окупантом на Донеччині. Багато хто бачив відео цього бою. Це була взірцева хоробрість українського воїна. Вічна йому пам'ять і шана. І всім нашим героям, всім нашим людям, які віддали своє життя, щоб Україна жила. Слава Україні!
Героям слава. Talking about a lot of different stuff there. Slovakian parliament members visited Ukraine today, and it seems like they've came to an agreement, despite certain other people sucking Russian gas. I don't know how else to put that. Talking about the air defenses that were promised that haven't been delivered yet. How that could have been prevented how the attack in Kivri could have been prevented if there was the air defenses that have been promised. Also talked about drone production, missiles, components, robotic systems being produced in Ukraine. It was yesterday that Zelensky announced that they've reached 34% of the equipment provided to their soldiers is Ukrainian made. I still think that's a failure on our part. Our governments need to push that percentage down to like 25%. But it is good that Ukraine's producing that equipment. That equipment's not relying on aid packages. It's not relying on presidential favors. It's not relying on anything but Ukrainians. And of course, talking about awards to soldiers. I'm not sure if you guys have seen the knife fight video, but he honored the Ukrainian soldier posthumously from the soldier that was in that knife fight. I will not show it here. It is disturbing, to say the least. There's always hard times in war. That's unfortunately one thing that is always true. To quote the Fallout games, war never changes. Out of curiosity, I'm going to check So it's just shaheeds. So one shaheed in Sumy towards Poltava, two shaheeds in Kharkiv towards Dnipro, three in Kiev region, one in Zhytomyr, one in Uman, and one in Chernihiv heading towards Kiev. No missiles, just shaheeds. So these air alerts are going to last quite a while because those shaheeds can just sit there and hover for hours. I'm trying to catch what's going on in chat. Perhaps they can buy or rent cars and engines. So, yeah, they could, except the major iron foundries were along this coast. There was one in Odessa, but that's been bombed out. The only iron foundry that is still working that I'm aware of is in Mykolaiv. And they've shut that down because, well, if it's shut down, Russians aren't interested in bombing it. No, sorry to hear that, Mertzy. Yeah, they're definitely trying to put a different spin on it. General consensus. He says Russia can't afford to keep paying big bonuses for new soldiers. They eliminated all advertising in Moscow for the army. General consensus says he thinks Putin desperately needs the ceasefire. I believe so too. But I don't think Ukraine should give it to him. Ravine going under air alert just now. Okay, that's a pretty good one, KKGG. Yeah, it hasn't been, like announced, but they've gotten a lot more that hasn't been publicly made available or made public knowledge. Yeah, made public knowledge. There's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes that we don't get to see or get to hear about or read about. Heading over to the deep state map, there's one attack that Ukraine can do that could break the back of Russia. And it's not an easy one, unfortunately. Here in the Zaporizhia Oblast, actually, let's go here, close that, go to terrain. It really doesn't show it on here, but there's this ridge line that runs through this area. You can kind of see it here. If Ukraine can reach that ridge line, see if I can do something like that on here. Topographic. You can kind of see it with the rivers. You know, it starts here, and you know the rivers flow towards the sea here, and then towards the river, or towards Melitopol, and then the rivers start flowing north. So the ridge line starts like right here and runs basically along this railroad. If Ukraine could reach that railroad, it would cut the back of Russia's supply lines. They're trying to build a railroad system or link along the river or along the seafront to basically follow this road. Remember, Russia cannot operate without rails. So if Ukraine could reach this ridge line and interdict this railroad crossing here, supplies for this area would collapse, mainly because the Kerch Bridge cannot be used. It just doesn't have the strength anymore because of all the attacks on it. So this is the major supply line for Crimea and Kherson Oblast for Russia. If they could cut this before this new rail line that Russia's building it gets completed, it could make a major change. But you know, Ukraine's getting pushed here. You know, these areas are relatively quiet, so they're moving people here to help defend. And kind of show you the last update I've heard is the rail line has came up through here and is right about here. It's something that would have to be done in like the next 6 months. I don't know. With Trump taking office in 3 days, it's going to be interesting because if Trump says, screw you, Putin, and pushes a bunch of supplies to Ukraine, 6 months is doable for Ukrainians to push down here. If they can push down here, they cut off the supplies within 2 months, not even, I think 1 month. This side of Kherson Oblast would collapse. The reason that 6 month time frame is there, because if they can connect that rail line to Berdyansk, they can bypass this and use this part. And that opens up a whole other area of assaults needed to cut this line. It's doable, but then you're looking at maybe a year for them to get this part done. Excuse me, that part. Squiggle. There we go. So in a year and a half, they'll be able to complete this rail line. If that happens, it's going to be a much harder fight to push Russia out. Because instead of having to come up here and interdict this railroad, Ukraine would have to come all the way down here to the sea. It is doable if they're supplied with everything they need, not the piecemeal crap that we've been doing. And by we, I mean our governments. Iran did not sign that treaty, last I heard. They were trying to negotiate that treaty with Iran, but Iran looked at it and went, no. That's the last I heard, and that was, oh God, I can't even remember. I think it was yesterday. So if things change today, I'll have to look into that. Yeah, I understand, Adam. I saw it, unfortunately. So, with that little discussion out of the way, no further updates on the air alerts. Just Shaheeds coming through. Let's go to Telegram and go through the videos I have for you today. Russia launched 50 Shaheeds yesterday. 33 were shot down. 10 failed to reach their target due to electronic warfare, meaning so, okay, this is really not worded very well. The enemy used Iskander missiles and also attacked with 50 Shaheeds. Enemy drone strikes have been recorded hitting enterprises in Odessa. 9 enemy drones were lost in location without negative consequences. 1 left Ukrainian airspace in the direction of Romania. So that is the 43 that did not hit targets. Unfortunately, 7 of them did, and appears mostly in Odessa. Ukraine is still hitting oil refineries and storage facilities. This one is in Lysky. Oh, okay. So excluding those territories, that's... This was a questionable video for me. I wasn't sure I wanted to play it. I haven't seen Blonde in here yet today. So I am going to steal her job. And this video is from the 42nd Brigade. Viper is raising funds for a thermal drone for that brigade. Yeah, like I pay my mods. I can't afford to pay myself. um, so there's a link to the Ko-Fi to get the second thermal drone for the 422 of the 42nd Brigade. And they encountered probably the luckiest Russian ever. Here's... Ooh, that's loud. So a Russian is hiding in that cabinet. One drone. Two drone. Like, okay, I'm out of that one. I'm gonna go in here. 3 drones. Okay, maybe not. I need to get out of here completely. Comes over to this one. 4 drones. 5 drones. 6 drones. You see something catching fire in there? 7 drones. Blew the building apart. Oh, shit. Blew the building apart. Tried to zoom in and yeah, zooming just went to the next one. You see the gunshots against the wall. 8th drone. And yeah, 8th drone was the charm. I can't show it past here. But this view that you see is from one of those Maverick 3 drones. That's what they're trying to raise for. If you want to keep seeing videos like this, and you can afford to, throw a couple bucks towards the fundraiser to get the Maverick drones for Viper. A little village tour. It's more than that. It's kind of odd. Here we are saving the country, bombing it, but there is no hope for us. We've already bombed everything ourselves. The Tsar is delighted with the achievements of the hegemon Putin. This is a village in Kursk.
Газ они провели себе, да. Баллон, да. Есть такие дома, где вообще ушли под землю. Люди там живут только на уровне земли первых этажей. Вот мы другие страны спасаем, бомбим. А нас, в принципе, бомбить не надо. Мы все тут вот Ванина машина стоит. Мы сами тут все разбомбили уже. В принципе, все уже готово. Разбомбили, освободили. Заходи, живи. Вот такой один дом, вот там они живут. Сейчас я хотела... 1 год же я тут шла через дворы вот так вот. Ну, чище стало, чище, я давно у них не была. Вот, пожалуйста. Через дворы вот так шла, и как я провалилась же в помойку, так плакала, помню. Сейчас мы по дороге пошли, а в тот раз я решила вот пойти не по дороге, и я провалилась. Вот, пожалуйста, вот в каше такой, ушедший под землю, канализация течет, пахнет, запахи, конечно. Ну, у вас люди пахнет чем-то.
Can you imagine that's their drinking well?
А у нас пахнет канализацией. Не ходи сюда, тут грязно, я сниму эту, какашки потекли.
Я недавно
Вот.
туда провалилась.
Да. так вот, печаль, тоска вообще. Это депрессивный район, конечно. Ну и контингент соответствующий отличный.
That is the state of the villages in Russia. That is Kursk. That is Russian village being bombed by Russians. Unfortunately, this is the scene from Kivri today, where 4 people lost their lives and 14 others were injured. You know, basically separated that entire front part of the building. I wouldn't be walking there. That thing's about to come off. Oh, I forgot what this one was. Oh, combat work of anti-aircraft missile units on January 15th. Yeah, it doesn't give a location, just so one missile taken out. This is the air defense working against the missiles during the missile strike a few days ago. Another strike. So you see the sun is just rising as they're taking out these missiles that Russia has sent. So air defenses are working, doing the best they can, but Ukraine needs more. There's a couple videos of the exchange fund getting refilled. Special operations destroyed and captured Russians who executed prisoners a few days ago. Yeah, just shows you how restrained and the Ukrainians are being. One of these people captured was the shooter.
10 числа мимо нас проходили двое украинских военных. Мы их заметили, после чего им было сказано: поднимите руки, бросьте оружие. Они бросили оружие.
В это время я связывался с командиром по рации, докладывал, что вот мы встретили 2 украинских военнослужащих. Командир скомандовал открыть огонь.
Они бросили оружие. После чего поступила команда по рации стрелять в этих 2 военных, безоружных людей.
Услышав, видимо, то, что по рации сказали открыть огонь, начали убегать, и по ним открыл огонь лебедь. Бум.
Бум.
Oh, I didn't catch those.
Кто убил 2 наших?
Yeah, the Ko-Fi link for Blonde Bomb Sheller is She's coordinating the efforts. Let's see. Bravery does not always make a fuss. Sometimes courage speaks in a quiet voice. But courage always speaks loudly when the artillerymen of the Special Forces of the Dnipro Stormtroopers and the attached unit Odeshna of the Ukrainian Volunteer Army take up the cause. So that is the artillery hitting Russian positions. Operational information on the course of hostilities from Korotizha military district in the Eastern Front. They started doing videos like this a few days ago. So pretty much what I'm doing here. But it's in Ukrainian. But I thought you would enjoy. So enjoy.
Слава Україні! Оперативна інформація про перебіг бойових дій в зоні відповідальності оперативно-стратегічного групування військ Хортиця. Протягом минулої доби на Куп'янському напрямку ворог штурмував позиції наших військ в районах Петропавлівки та Піщаного, а на Лиманському напрямку неподалік населених пунктів Копанки, Греківка, Ямполівка та Терни. Противник успіху не мав. На Сіверському напрямку підрозділи Сил оборони відбивали атаки противника поблизу Григорівки, Верхньокам'янського та Іванодарівки. Для переміщення особового складу з метою проведення наступальних дій ворог застосував автомобільну та мототехніку, по якій переважно наносилось вогневе ураження ще на рубежі висування. Атаки противника були відбиті. На Краматорському та Торецькому напрямках противник атакував позиції Сил оборони в Часовому Яру, в Торецьку та в районах Ступочок і Білої гори. В напрямку Леонідівки для інфільтрації в бойові порядки наших військ ворог здійснив невдалу спробу до застосування авто та мототехніки. Противник успіху не мав, погіршення тактичного положення не допущено. На Покровському напрямку Сили оборони протистоять намаганням противника реалізувати свою чисельну перевагу та розвинути наступ. Ворог проводив наступальні дії в районах Водяне 2, Єлизаветівка, Миролюбівка, Промінь, Звірове, Котлини, Успенівка, Петропавлівка, Андріївка, Курахове, Дачне та Янтарне. Тривають бої в Лисівці, Зеленому, Шевченко та Нововасилівці. Внаслідок штурмових дій та вогневого впливу деякі наші позиції були зруйновані. Вживаються заходи для недопущення погіршення тактичного положення. На Новопавлівському напрямку противник атакував наші укріплення в районі Константинополя. З метою покращення тактичного положення в районі Великої Новосілки та Времівки противником було застосовано до батальйону живої сили. Тривають запеклі бої в межах населених пунктів. Підрозділи Сил оборони продовжують знищувати переважаючі сили противника з метою сповільнення та припинення його наступальних дій.
And that was their update for the day. A 2-minute, 15-second update, that's amazing. But they're only covering their part of the line. 225th, show us what Russia does to their own cities in Kursk Oblast. This is quote-unquote Russian territory, Putin. This is Kursk. This, to reiterate the point here, this is Russia bombing its own town, its own people. Russia does not care about people, it cares about resources. People are just a tool. Yeah. Loves them so much he'd rather see them blown to smithereens than leave Russia. I love seeing these things fire, but I hate what they do in combat. But this one's the Ukrainian one, so here we go. What they do in combat with these things is when you're ready to do a push, right as the troops are starting to move out, you fire this thing onto the enemy positions, and they're not accurate. They'll just suppress an entire area. The idea is that these are to keep people's heads down while the troops make an advance over the land. So this will not only hit where it's supposed to, but everything else. It's an it's one of those weapons of war that is questionable in my mind. But sometimes it's what you have to do. Usually Ukrainians are using this between the meat waves and their target. It is what it is. More video from Kurtz. This time I have to stop it at the 41-second mark. a combination of artillery, FPV drones, mines, and Russians finding their hidey holes to go sneak into. Russian soldiers in their little foxholes. And that's where I have to stop it. Another refinery on fire. And I'm going to have to leave you guys watching this one for a little minute because nature's been screaming at me for about 5 minutes and I can't ignore it anymore. So here's the video. I'll be right back. You know, Gobi, these Russian oil refineries are putting your fire streams to shame. And that's the crazy thing. General consensus is Russia doesn't have to be, but because the people at the top steal everything, the civilians live like third world countries where the elites make all the money. Here's another video of the refinery. And you hear the drones coming in and the hit. One more time without me talking over it. And even more videos of the strikes. Two shaheeds were found in Romania. Here's the video of them. General consensus, I'd go so far as to say it's already happening. Elon Musk is the example. You know, you get somebody that collects too much money and they start controlling everything, and you know, I'm always leery of people that own television channels, radio channels, and, well, now social media platforms. Oh, I believe it. Ever since Facebook. When you can control the media, you can control the story, the byline. You can control whatever you need to. You know, politicians need to advertise to get elected. Well, if you don't run their ads, they don't get the votes. They don't get elected, so they have to bend to your will. It always starts with media. Azov soldier taking out an FPV drone that was targeting him. Okay, I'm going to pause this and slow it down because it's hard to see if I don't. You hear the FPV going over. Fucker drone. He sees it, starts shooting, and pops it. I took the FPV out. Put the speed back to normal and move on to the next video, where more fires from Liski and the oil depot that continues to expand and burn. You notice something here? They're putting drone cages around the oil tanks. It seems to work well, doesn't it? I was really hoping that launch would go well yesterday to take some of the air out of Elon, but unfortunately, well, I shouldn't say well, better. You know, Elon's Heavy did not do well, broke up. We've been seeing videos from it throughout the day. I'm talking about the other one, the airline guys' attempt at it. You know, they successfully went into orbit, but they were not able to recover the launch vehicle. We've seen this video already, so I'll skip over it. I'm trying to double up on you. Ingalls fire is still going. Oil depot in Ingalls, where they supply the Russian planes with fuel, has been burning. Well, this says fourth day, but this is much farther down the road. Yeah, Blue Origin, that's the one. Just hop back here really quick. Kyiv City is no longer under air alert. My heart goes out to this guy.
После смерти жены осталась, ну, после с Херсона. Старшая дочка тут живет, вывезла их до своей знакомой, потому что у них истерика. И они, когда увидели новую маму, их погибшую, у них просто сорвало детей. Ну, представь, в 22 году родную маму похоронили, а сейчас эту приемную похоронили.
His first wife died in occupied Kherson. He moved to Kyiv, remarried, and debris from the Russian attack killed his second wife, who died in her car. The 3 children who were still struggling with the loss of their mother lost another loved one just a few hours ago. Today was the eldest son's birthday. The family was going to the market to shop for his birthday. Next video we get to see is the Russian hospital near Pokrovsk. So literally 2 to a bed. These aren't even hospital beds. These look like children's beds. Guys sleeping on the floor. Yeah, spread that tuberculosis. Well, that is how much Russia cares for its wounded. Jam them in like sardines into what looks like an office building. It's not really even a hospital. It's just something they're using as a hospital. Again, spreading that tuberculosis. And just a little bit of the conditions of the Russians. And unfortunately, you see air alerts kicking off again in Kyiv just a minute ago at just shy of 6 o'clock in the morning. Zaporizhia, Dnipro, Poltava, Sumy, Kievnograd, Cherkasky, Vinnytsia, Klemensky, Zhytomyr, and Ravine, all under air alert. Check on what is going on really quick. Unfortunately, there's no updates as of last update is an hour ago. Again, more footage from the Russian side. Apparently, the story behind this video is these guys got to their bunker, called for evac, were told no, but get ready for another assault tomorrow morning.
Давай, здесь по хуйне осталось идти, блядь.
And third assault shows us some FPV work, ×2. Oh, that was loud. Sorry. Nick, you dropping gremlins at the Kremlin? That was one of third assault videos, and here is the other. And unfortunately, that is the last video I have for you tonight. Yeah, we showed that video already. No, nothing new. But sitting here talking about the conversation in chat about free press. Yeah, the mass media is not free press. And well, speaking of mass media reporting explosions in Kyiv City. But going back to the other topic about free media, you know, he's doing his gaming session now, but that's why channels like Mercado are so important. You know, he's a newsman. I'm just a guy that loves Ukraine. I don't cover the news. I cover Ukraine. But independent journalism like he does is so important. I really would love to see him back out in the field doing on the ground reporting. But you know, other places like In Time, Ukraine Matters. Well, not Ukraine Matters specifically, but like Funker 530, they cover war news from around the world. You know, there's just Propaganda Study Institute. There's so many good independent reporters out there, and unfortunately they're slaves to YouTube or Twitch or whoever they're streaming on. My little small stream, I've gotten reported twice now for misinformation. And I'm just sitting here showing what other people have published, videos that are out there, no more, no less than anybody else out there. I'm, nothing special. And I got 300 and some subscribers now. And in the last 2 days, missiles are been detected in Kharkiv. So in Kharkiv heading towards Dnipro heading toward, yeah, it figures that the missile strikes are coming. So just to show you the weather report, supposed to dip below freezing the next couple days. So that's why Russia is attacking. These temperatures are in Fahrenheit. Let me go to settings, change to metric for non-American people out there. So here we are. They're supposed to reach 0 tonight, -1, -2 the next couple days. And unfortunately, I think we're going to see many more missile strikes coming up in the next few days to a week. Because Russia's not attacking military personnel. Russia is attacking heating and power infrastructure, trying to harm civilians. So yeah, it's always funny when people ask me why I want to move to Ukraine. To warm up. Yes, this is Celsius. This is my town. So, Kiev's a tropical vacation for me. Just thought I'd share that with you, but I wish the Telegram channels would wake up and start. They are. So let's get the air alert in the background. Threat of ballistic missiles from the north. Now it will be again. I'm guessing that's supposed to be begin. Yeah, it begins again. Ballistics over Pavlograd, Dnipropetrovsk Oblast. Second ballistics on Zaporizhia. Explosion reported in Zaporizhia city. And unfortunately, this is going to become more and more common as the temperatures drop in Ukraine. Again, just hovering at freezing tonight, dropping below freezing the next 2 days. And then the last week of the month, getting well below zero during the nights. This is going to be, in my opinion, heavy attacks by Russia. Lots of missiles being used. And of course, missiles are in the air right now. Yeah, give you an idea. It is 6 a.m. in Kyiv, in all of Ukraine. But, sending the missile attacks right as people are waking up, getting out of bed, getting ready to go to work, heading into the morning rush hour. And that's when Russia chooses to attack. Unfortunately, that's all the video I have for you today. There isn't a whole lot of updates coming out right now about the missiles currently. So I am going to say good night. Okay, I'm going to address one thing here. General consensus, you don't have to live in South Dakota. You could move to Florida. No, I can't. It comes down to money. I am on disability. I get a check at the beginning of the month, and that's usually gone. Well, by now, it's gone. If I had to go to a popular state like Florida and pay the rental fees for an apartment there, I wouldn't even have money this long into the month. The average price for a rental in Florida is about $900, and that's like studio apartment levels. Not to mention, in general, I hate people. Individuals are fine, but when you put people in groups of, cities, big towns, people lose their mind and do silly crap. I enjoy the town I'm in. We're down to 68 people. I can deal with 68 people. I can't deal with thousands. Not in the United States. So with that, yeah, Gobi, I don't know how you deal with everybody else in Texas. Again, thank you for coming to the stream. If you like the stream, hit the like button. If you're not subscribed, hit subscribe. With that said, even more than that, I appreciate your support for Ukraine. Keep it up. You guys are wonderful for your support. Have a good night and stay safe, everybody.
Чайка співить, літаючи,